The Children of the Prophets Lesson Series, Presentation 1. The Scientific Evidence. The E1B1A Factor. Proving the Bloodline. In order to understand why this science of genetics is so critical in showing who we are as Hebrews, we must give somewhat of a short explanation of how DNA works. The word gene is derived from the Greek word genesis. It means birth or genos, actually meaning origin or beginning. Genetics and genealogy are synonymous terms. It involves the tracing of one's ancestral makeup to include geographical and national origin, as well as physiological makeup, connected by the word gene. A gene is governed by DNA, which is the abbreviation for ribonucleic acid. Now, every living cell contains DNA. Think of DNA as a large recipe book that determines all of the characteristics that are specific to individual organisms. Small sections of DNA are called genes. All told, genes are the building blocks of life. How to make a person or living organism, if you will. Genes hold the information to build and maintain an organism's cells. Every organism has genes corresponding to various biological traits, some of which are immediately seen, such as eye color, nose shape, hair color, hair texture, etc. Some traits are not recognizable at all, such as blood type and increased risk for certain diseases. These genealogical traits are passed down to offspring. How is a person's bloodline or genealogy established? In order to establish a person's genealogical lineage, you have to go through the father. As believers, we know that God established the patrilineal system way back in Genesis, the 5th chapter, verse 1 and 2. The father possesses the Y DNA or Y chromosome that is passed down to the male child. It is passed down from male to male and female to female. This is why fatherhood can be accurately determined through DNA. And this is how a person's biological lineage can be traced. The Y chromosome is passed down from generation to generation. DNA haplotypes and haplogroup are cataloged by a sequence of letters and numbers that represent the male origin and male bloodline of the different races. All indigenous Africans and African Americans are categorized or designated as haplogroup E. The indigenous African is categorized or designated as belonging to the E1B1B haplogroup. But the African American possesses a different gene which is really rare. It is the haplogroup referred to as E1B1A. The greatest majority of African Americans belong to this haplogroup. This was information that the European elites wanted to conceal, but when an African tribe called the Limba tribe was seen to practice the Jewish religion almost exactly as if they were a part of a Jewish temple in the United States, and maintained the claim that they were the original Hebrews that left Israel thousands of years ago, the world did not believe them. So the Limba was genetically tested. Now we will save this story for another slide presentation. Suffice it to say that this is exactly one of the reasons why it is determined that the Negro is not African. Noah's son Ham settled in Africa. This is his continent of origin. But Shem settled in the area of Mesopotamia, but was promised the land of Canaan, where he eventually settled. Therefore, haplogroup E1B1A, Shem's haplogroup, was located in northeast Africa, the land of Canaan, or Palestine as we know it today. There are also subgroups of E1B1A haplogroups such as E1B17A, EM2, and so forth. But this E group shows that we come from the same seed or bloodline. We can think of this as a tree with many branches. There are many branches, but we come from the same tree.